Hey, what's going on, Leos? Butch Tarot here. Gonna do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. Sorry that I look a little scruffy. I've been sick the last few days. Good old cold has been going around, but it won't affect the message. I am going to be using the Pulp Tarot. With all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what is going on for Leos? What message do we have for Leos? Let me see for Leos. All right, Leos. So the first thing I see, Leos, I feel like there is someone, not necessarily new, because I do feel like this is someone that, I feel like this person's been fighting their feelings for you, or at least hiding them. We start off with the Five of Wands, that internal struggle, and I feel like this person's been keeping their feelings for you a little hidden, or a lot hidden. And I feel like this is not something new. Like I said, I feel like this person is not someone, I feel like they've been thinking about this for a while. We do have that Hermit. I feel like this person's been in their head about this, like I said, with that internal struggle. Not really knowing how to tell you or how to approach you. I feel like there's a little bit of intimidation. I feel like this person kind of puts you up on a pedestal a little bit. I just feel like they sometimes telling the person that you want the most, that you are interested or that you want them, can be the hardest thing. It is one of those things in life that, you can know exactly what you want, and I feel like this person knows exactly what they want from you. The hardest part is telling you what they want. Like I said, I feel like there's a little bit of intimidation, thinking that you may... for some of you, it's them thinking that you may be not interested in them that way. And for others, it could be just finding it hard to believe that you may be interested in them that way. Like I said, sometimes it's... we all think it's impossible to find the one that we want sometimes. Sometimes that swirls in our brain that we're never going to find that person. And then when we do meet that person, we realize the hardest part isn't finding them. The hardest part is sometimes telling them how we feel. I feel like this person thinks about you all the time. They think about you and only you. But again, it comes back to, we have the Five of Cups. So look at the negatives instead of the positives. I feel like this person's really overthinking this. I feel as a part of this person's like talking themselves out of this. And that's where we get that internal struggle. They know what they want. They know who they want. But there's a part of them that's like, okay, this person is too damn good to be true. And if they are true, they won't be interested in me. I feel like they're really down on themselves with that Four of Wands as well, or Four of Swords, that overthinking. Spending a lot of time in their head, like I said. I feel like this person fantasizes about you. This person, like I said, thinks about you. But there is this sense that I feel like they've came close to telling you how they felt, but that internal struggle keeps pulling them back. You're everything that they've waited for. And this is why, like I said, they know what they want. They know who they want. And that's you. You're everything they wanted. And you're right there in front of them. But like I said, there is a little bit of intimidation, but there's also a little bit of fear that you may not feel the same way about them. Like I said, there is a little bit of them holding you up on a pedestal. It kind of reminds me of that type of situation where, I heard this saying one time, and it was the hardest part about falling in love isn't the falling in love. It's the fear of falling and not that person not catching you. I feel like this person has done everything in their power to hold themselves back, but yet the draw that they have to you won't let them completely let go. Now, I feel like with this person, they feel this connection, and everything in them is telling them to reach out, grab you, and not to let go, to let you know exactly how they feel. And it's clear these feelings aren't going away. Sometimes we try to talk ourselves into thinking, okay, well, this is just a crush. It'll go away. It'll pass. It's not passing. It's not going away. Like I said, they just want to reach out, grab you, and hold on to you. They want to, with that King of Wands energy, that Leo energy, and then we have the Star card. They want to nurture this. They want to see where it goes. They want to pet the lion. So, out of all this stuff is going on, and what this person wants from you is something real. They're not looking to play games with you. I feel like emotionally, very mature. They're very much so ready for that next step. All they want to do is move forward with you. All they want to do is tell you how they feel. And that urge, that internal struggle, that internal tug of war, you're winning that tug of war. And like I said, I feel like they have something very important to tell you. And I feel like it is coming. With that Eight of Swords and opening up communication, or Eight of Wands opening up communication, and the Eight of Swords in reverse, finally letting them walls down, finally letting you know how they feel about you. So I do feel like they are going to tell you exactly how they've been feeling. I feel like their want for you is surpassing that fear of rejection. That fear of you not feeling the same. That fear of losing you is more powerful than the fear of being rejected by you. Now, like I said, I feel like the biggest regret that this person has is not telling you this sooner. But I do see a very impulsive moment coming where they're forgetting all the negative things they've been thinking. They're letting all that go, and they're just following their heart and taking that leap of faith with that Fool card. It's the beginning of the journey. And like I said, with that Knight of Wands, that very impulsive, just going after what they want. So I do feel like this person has had something very important to tell you, but now they're finally going to tell you. I mean, like I said, this person's been thinking about this for a while. This is not something new. And I feel like their biggest fear is not saying what they have to say. Their biggest fear is not knowing the answer to the question they want to ask. Like I said, I do see this person opening up to you. Like I said, I feel like it is an impulsive decision, but it's almost like an override. It's almost like they, that internal struggle that's going on is between their head and their heart, and they're finally going to follow their heart. And that's where that impulsive decision comes in. That's where that leap of faith comes in. It's how they feel about you is making them tell you how, what they want from you. And I do see them making you an offer. I do see them wanting to take you out. I do see them wanting to do something with you. Like I said, I feel like they're going to ask you out. And I feel like they're going to be very direct when they say it. And that's the impulse. It comes from a very impulsive place, but it's, the question is impulsive. Them saying it out loud is impulsive. But what they've been thinking about you is not impulsive. It's something they've been thinking about for a very long time. It started off, it was more of a, like I said, it's gone well beyond a crush. And I feel like that's where they realize that this isn't going away. So the only thing they can do is either step up or step off, and they don't want to step off. It's sometimes we have that in ourselves where our head and our heart kind of are combating each other. But like I said, I feel like without even knowing it, you fill this person's cups up. And now they want to fill yours up. They want to nurture this connection. And like I said, what they see in you, what they're drawn to in you, they know it's only a matter of time before someone else sees it. It's almost like they're seizing their moment. But like I said, this is something serious. This isn't a one-night stand. This is not something casual. This person wants to move forward with you. Now, I get the sense for some of you, this is someone that, it's definitely someone that knows you. And for some of you, I feel like it is someone that you know. You might already be thinking they feel this way about you, but haven't said anything yet. And for those, you're right. I do feel like they're good at hiding their feelings, but I don't feel like they're pros at it. Sometimes the eyes say more than people want them to. Sometimes when we have these type of feelings for someone, we can hide it by not saying anything, but the way, our body language and, the way we look at them sometimes tells our little secrets. So like I said, for some of you, you may not be that surprised that this person is feeling this way. Some of you may be surprised, but I feel like there is some of you that aren't going to be surprised at all. It's almost like you knew this was coming. And either way, I feel like, I feel like there's a strong connection here that it may be almost impossible to have not seen. But I see a lot of happiness with you and this person. I feel like this person is going to make you very happy. They finally met their match because, to be honest with you, I feel like this person is usually pretty confident. They have a lot of confidence, but, I feel like in you, they met their match. And it has been a lot of overthinking, way too much time in their head. I feel like that's all gone now. Like I said, I do feel like this person is going to open up to you. They're breaking their walls down. I feel like they're going to communicate with you and tell you how they've been feeling. Like I said, they have something very important to say, and they're going to say it. And I've always said this before, sometimes we have feelings for people and we don't know how to tell them. That can be the hardest part. But I'll tell you one thing, being rejected sucks. And I've said this many times before, go after what you want, because yes, if you go after something and they reject you, it's going to sting. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt for a day or a week or even a couple months. But if you don't do it, you suffer from regret, and regret can last a lifetime. So when you want someone, especially like this person wants you, you have to tell them. And the longer you put it off, the more chance you have of losing them to someone else that isn't afraid to tell them. Now with this person, we have Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. We have some Virgo, some Gemini, some Aquarius, Cancer, and Pisces. You could be the most confident person in the world. When you meet that person, sometimes that'll throw you through a loop. You may never have had a problem talking to anyone before, or flirting with someone, or telling them how you feel. But nothing's preparing you for when you meet that right person. When you meet the right one, there's nothing that prepares you for that. Or nothing that gets you ready for it. It's a completely different feeling that isn't, it's kind of reminds me of when you're in school and your teacher is teaching you something and they're always saying, make sure you pay attention because this stuff is on the test. And sometimes they even give you like an idea of what's going to be on the test. Meeting that right person is kind of like that pop quiz that you weren't expecting. You weren't prepared for. But either way, it's happening. But like I said, I feel for some of you, I feel like you already know who this person is. For others, it may catch you up by surprise, but either way, this person has known you for a while, because I feel like they've had the time to go over these feelings and have to go through them. So you may not have known them as well as they known you, but either way, you have their attention. You've had their attention. I always suffered through that problem when I was young. I never had a problem. I was very, not super confident, but confident enough if I liked someone, I could tell them. But when I met Rose, that all went out the window. I didn't know how to talk to her. I knew what I wanted from the moment I met her, but I didn't know how to tell her. And I feel like it's a whole different realm when you meet that person that really, without sounding corny, makes your heart skip a beat. That person that you think about even when they're not around. When someone's very special to you, the way that you approach them is a little bit different. I used a metaphor one time. It's like, I used to have, my first car was like this really terrible car. It broke down all the time on me, but I didn't treat it very well. I didn't take care of it, didn't get the proper oil changes, didn't, you know what I mean? I just didn't, because I knew it wasn't gonna last long. The first time I bought a brand new car, I took care of that all the time. I washed it all the time. I got the proper oil changes. You know, I always had it in the shop, getting taken, looked at, make sure that nothing went wrong. You know, preemptive inspections. And it's just different how you treat certain things. And I'm not saying that as a metaphor of like you can treat some people bad and when you meet someone you really care about, treat them really good. That's not what I meant by that. What I meant by it is someone that you really, really care about. You think about it a lot more. You know, we all have those relationships where we're kind of half in, kind of half out. You know, and it's, if it ended tomorrow, it'll suck, but you'll eventually get over it. And then we meet that one person that we never want to think about having a life without them. So it might have been a terrible metaphor. I don't know. It's just how my brain thinks. But, yeah. And I'll get it here before I make myself look any stupider. That's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.